Today is Sunday. It's the first day of our backroads bike trip. And we're out in the country where we'll have lunch. Lots of agriculture, grapes, olives, and a lot of, I guess, row crops, food crops. I think this is parsley. Well, we've just had a great lunch. Everyone's just headed out. Windy and right chilly. And I think I just felt a drop of rain, so we'll see what happens. But beautiful green fields in the distance. These fields of row crops are just beautiful. This is the town of Polignano Amare.
Polignano is inside of this scenic diving contest, and once a year there is this diving contest. They put an artificial platform like very
right
high,
down there,
like Olympic diving.
Uh-huh.
But this belongs to the scenic diving. It's actually like an adventure sport kind of, and they do it once a year. It's pretty crazy. It's very crowded.
Right from there.
Right from there, from the corner.
Okay.
Yeah, they just set up the platform, and divers from the whole world come here. Particularly in the second half of the trip, if everything goes as expected, you will even have the chance to swim. So we have this great bike path. It goes for 1K more or less. Really nice.
Castle and Bay in these are grapes with netting over them, and Carlos explained that the netting is used to reduce the amount of sunlight, and that these are being grown as table grapes. With less sunlight, they apparently get bigger or fatter or sweeter. Was that lightning?
That was lightning. Woo!
That's a sign to go. Here comes the rain too. This is hail that's still on my bike bag. A few minutes ago it began pouring rain and as well as pea-sized hail and lots of lightning and thunder. Today is Monday, October 10th. It's Amanda's birthday. Sunny with some clouds, good breeze, no rain, nice temp. Here's just a massive field of flat-leaf parsley planted among the olive groves. And this, I think, is curly-leaf parsley. Also, just a massive field. It's just beautiful. Across the street, more olives. Nothing special planted with them. Fig tree, I think. Just climbed up the hill to the little town of Verbo. This shows how the truly are made on the inside. It's like the inner layers really big cut stones. Lots of smaller stones wedged in between and around, and then more small stones on the outer edge, and then the cut flat stones are We've been climbing up into the hills a lot this morning, and we're headed down a bit toward Alberobello. We're harvesting something here. I'm not sure what it is. Big, and it's got a bunch of stickers or something on it. It is very sticky.
Castagne.
Castagne?
Sì.
Oh, ah, chestnut. Grazie. Oh, Okay, boy, they're big too. Ciao, Bella. Ciao, ciao. You made it.
Yes. We did.
Nice,
Barely, but we did.
nice windy day.
At least the wind was behind us.
I know, that was a good
There
part.
were people going the other way. I felt sorry for it.
Start with a short introduction to this place, and you can continue. You can do your things to maximize our time. Like, first of all, you already know my name, Mimmo. The most important thing to know is M-I-M-M-O. That's different from N-E-M-O. Two completely different. Now, structure of Trulli. Couple of words about wind. We were speaking about how windy is this town. We are on the crest. The first hills in front of the Russian places, Balkani, like Montenegro, Croatia, Albania. When it blows the wind from northeast, Grecale, Tramontana, is very cold and dry. When it blows the wind from the south, Scirocco, is warm and humid. Sky is yellow because of the sand of the desert. We have a strong and fast thermal inversion. Very hot, very cold, very hot, very cold. This is not easy for people living here. 2 days ago I was wearing a t-shirt. Best place where you can shoot your pictures, because these plants, they hide the new houses, so it's only stone. Try to avoid the ice cream. You can see the difference between a completely original wall that they sealed with big problems,
Original wall and sealed.
Side, and not a dome, a cone, then gravel, then the flat ones. So also if a wind is passing, slowly will pass through the gravel inside, for the reason why these stones, they have a very high thermal inertia. Once you warm them, they keep warm. So inside with a small fireplace, they were able to create a comfortable atmosphere, independent from the external. Because walls are so big that also if we have a very fast thermal inversion, inside no problem. Buon lavoro! Ciao, grazie! Ciao! There's a window in the cone to dry the food. Food that was supposed to store in the loft, far from water underneath. Partnership. Branches going up are people praying. So sometimes if you see something that like has some branches, don't think obviously that's menorah, but it's like yeah, these are people praying, and the top, and there's a host on the top.
That one's been quite restored with all the white stone. mini trulli. It's really getting windy.
Now,
Home sweet home.
Yeah.
Place for the bambini.
He's saying a word that's the curdle. Cayes is,
Cagliata.
so that's curdle.
Curdle?
Curdle.
It means curds.
Thank you.
So in inglese si dice curds and whey.
Curds.
Curds.
I have to write it down. Thank you.
I need to see it written.
Boiling water.
Allora, poi aggiungiamo dell'acqua calda e andiamo a lavorare con la mastella finché andiamo a sciogliere i grumi della pasta.
So by adding boiling water and working with with kind of a pole, it's mixing everything, and at the end you will get a
Ricavando una pasta elastica.
elastic pasta, we say in Italian, an elastic texture. It will be like silk in a couple of minutes or even less. It's boiling water and it's using his hands.
Si va a lavorare finché, per stufinare, si va a sciogliere i grumi.
So it's still mixing and mixing and mixing till it melts very well. In Italian we have a nice expression. We say, when you're able to do something, you say, I'm old and vaccinated. If you're arguing with your parents, you want to do something, they say, no, no, no. You say, hey, I'm old and vaccinated. So as we're all old and vaccinated, I want to tell you something. By the time I was saying that, I said, what did you say?
That's when you realize that you're not a native English speaker.
I was so embarrassed. They were laughing so hard and saying, don't say it again. I said, I knew, I'm sorry. Anyhow. So you can
Una
see
volta che ci siamo
now
accorti che sono
it's
sciolti,
getting very elastic.
elastici, è pronta per essere trasformata nei vari formati di mozzarella.
So now it's ready to be transformed in different shapes. And
Nodino,
of course you'll see now the
Nodino.
little knot,
treccina,
treccina, which is a
Fior di latte.
braid, because it has a braid shape. So braid, knot, and fior di latte. Of course, you can try. First, wash your hands, and then try to make some different shapes. He will teach you how to make it.
ok.
Don't be shy.
very,
You can try. For real.
Nodino,
That's a little knot. So the word mozzarella comes from
Mozzare,
mozzare,
tagliare.
which means kind of cut, because it's cut in the mozzarella. You know, he makes the
Tagliare,
knot
mozzare.
and then
Oh, yeah.
mozzare.
he's mozzando right now. So mozzarella.
Remember, it's very hard.
Poi abbiamo la treccina.
and then the braid,
1, 2, 3.
and voila. One more treccina. Treccia is braid, treccina is little braid.
Poi abbiamo una fior di
Treccina.
latte, che è la forma più venduta.
And then you have the fior di latte, which is also the same shape of the buffalo mozzarella. It's a ball, basically. Yeah. So it's folding 3 times, then pushing, and then cutting again.
Fior di latte.
Fior di latte, flower of milk. That's a literal translation.
Oh,
Like Paglivario, maybe mozzarella.
Don't be shy. If you're curious, wash your hands and make it.
Where you washing?
I know.
Different animal.
Little distinct.
A sheep.
No,
Elephant.
an elephant.
Elephant.
Oh, that's pretty
Especially when the kids don't want to have any mozzarella. And
How are you doing art here?
he's gonna show you first. Hello. Fallo di nuovo, Pasqua, che lei non ha visto bene. He's gonna show you again. 3 fingers, you go around, then through, and then up, and cut. Okay?
No.
And then you pull it, and then from the bottom, then from the bottom, no, from the bottom. Yeah, and then you cut.
This is actually more like Boy Scouts.
Kind of.
It smells so good. Can you smell it?
So soon after there will be Pasquale machine making mozzarella super fast. Houses belong to noble families. They were very simple. Whitewashed houses with a chapel, and that's it. This one is more sophisticated again. You can see the chapel there. And way back, let's say even before the Middle Age, there were invaders. So they had to protect their masseria. That's why there was a fortification. And that's why there was a chapel, the fields, and everything to survive. They were self-sufficient. There were the employees, the workers, and then the family living on the upper floor. And they got everything. They had a fireplace, they had the oven, the oven with wood, where they were baking. They had animals, they had milk, meat, vegetables, everything except fish, obviously. Stables, horses, everything, olives, everything. Again, we were self-sufficient, absolutely. Long communities spread out all over around here. And also you can see the beautiful olive trees we have here.
So how many people would live here?
This one is still owned by a family, and as you can see, there's no name. Actually, every masseria has a name.
this is the Masseria San Martino, where we'll be spending 2 nights. That's the moon in San Martino.
About olive oil producing, picking, tasting, and also other products that are done with olive oil and olives. As many you have seen today, or will see in the next few days, the olive tree is the main tree that you will find here in Puglia. And it's been here for very long. In fact, some of the...
Today is Tuesday, October the 8th. We're in San Martino at the Masseria San Martino. And we're very close to the ocean. Very cute cats running around the farmhouse. Ciao Bella!
Wow, that's beautiful. What is it, kale?
Kale or cabbage, I'm not sure. Well, we've just climbed a good hill outside of San Martino and Pese de Greque. Our guide's handout last night said there are 50 million olive trees in Puglia, which I believe. We're in the town of Cisternino, and we've just had a good climb.
Actually, I took a picture. Stay there first. No. Skull and crossbones in the center of the church. Top of the skull, somebody was a little cardinal's cap. And my son is a big Armenian. So I Catholic church.
This gentleman is sweeping his olive tree spot, I guess getting ready for the harvest. Or maybe he's sweeping up the olives that have fallen. The tree has a lot of ripe, dark olives. Va bene? And down there he's burning the wood from the branches that he's trimmed. This statue greeted us as we climbed the hill on the way to Ostungi. Here comes the team. Car up.
Picture?
Oh yeah. From here, look at the color of the
the town of Ostuni, where we're going to have lunch, called the White City. Distance you can see some of the fires that burning the olive tree wood. This is Ostuni, our lunch spot.
Voi siete da molto
Io sono 10 anni.
ha sposato un italiano?
Un trullo.
Ah, capito.
E così sono venuta.
E così
Piano piano ho trovato
è
tutto.
rimasto
Sì.
il negozio.
This is the little country road just outside of where we had our lunch today, and it's just beautiful. Riding, rough road, but pretty scenery. Real old trees. Buongiorno. I guess he's just clearing the area around the olive trees. There is Ostuni, where we had lunch. And now we're headed more towards the coast. This is the ocean and beach at the town of Torre Cane. Kind of quiet at the beach today. Tourist season must be about over.
It's got these roots into grooves, and God knows how he lives. We don't know.
Kisses in Puglia.
Yeah, I jump.
Had a good time.
Already knows Giovanni already. He was involved in the oil.
Yeah, I know, we talked. He was a
But
That's right.
I'm in the shitty oil now.
I said it's a lot.
This
is tasty.
You know, before I was in the really oil, in the really minute. Now I'm in the hell. The veins, they go wherever they feel like it, and that's why you see the twist. But it's just part of, this is what keeps them alive. So this is all dead. Like this is just for support. There's no life in this one. If you were to put a match, you'll fire up. Okay? Sometimes we do lose them when we have bad weather, lightning and thunder. Every once in a while, somebody loses a tree because of the dead part that is inside. Then you get that stroke, the lightning, it just fires up. If there is some leaves underneath, you know, dry leaves. Yeah, there's a few that.
How old is this?
By then,
About how old is this tree?
this will be 1,000-year-old. Yeah, as I say, it didn't grow big as the next one because another one because this one wasn't planted in soil. This no. Non è niente. Then how we do them?
Wow.
I don't want any more than that. Anyway,
save
otherwise,
those.
right? Yeah. And what you want to take a
No, I'm good. I got it.
Got it?
I got it. Yes.
No, this I took this one. It's a small one. But we have telescopic ones.
Yeah.
And we have some straight bar like this one here, 3 meters high. And then if you get a ladder of another meter, or you can go pretty high. But then you know you don't want them too long. And when you do them, keep them all day on your arm. They get pretty tight. Yeah. Okay. These are the capers that you buy. They go to cucumbers.
Really?
Yeah. They go to. They start from this size here. You see, that's a flower.
No,
And then there's a little cucumber, and then at the very most, if you don't pick them like these ones here, you can pick them like this one here. That's the biggest
Is that
one
what
you
they
can.
call the caper berry?
You want to go?
Yeah.
Huh?
Caper berries.
Yeah.
You put it in drink.
Oh, they're so good.
Look at this tree here. That was just one trunk. Look how big it got, how it split, and it went just where it feel like it. We can go around over there, but you guys can go there. Yeah.
Look at those girls want to go see the animals.
Yeah.
They like animals.
Yeah, they
they
better.
like
If
the
they're gonna
cats.
take a picture, they better.
Does the quality of the olive change as the trees?
Come on now.
We had Rabbit one night at the cooking school, and he was that big. He was a big guy. Hello, girls.
You guys are huge.
Oh, look at the turkey.
Look at a peacock. How do they do with a peacock? Well, hello, Mr. Turkey. My Thanksgiving dinner's done right there. Yeah.
Well,
Oh, these are pretty. Are these pheasants? What are these?
oh, look,
Pheasants?
look,
Oh,
look,
this
look,
is grouse?
look right up there. What is that?
These are grouse or pheasants?
Uh,
That's a pheasant, this one.
That little one? No, I think that's a grouse. Isn't the pheasant the big long one in the back over there? No, it's a peacock.
Peacock.
Sorry. That, look at.
I have to see it move. I know.
Thanks, Mr. Turkey. I got your picture.
There's a little goat over there, guys. Or something. Or what's that little goat? What's that guy over there?
Wow, and there's a little horse. And there's
What, a
those
little-
swans. What are those big white things?
No, is that brown thing? What's that brown thing?
Ducks. Those are ducks.
Over there. No, over there.
A horse.
A baby bird? Like a
Over to the
miniature
right?
horse, like a donkey? No. The brown guy, Claire?
That's a goat.
That's a goat?
The little one, right we're next to the brown and white one.
Yeah, what's the brown and white one? I can't see it very well.
I think they're goats.
Look at me. That's a full farm here.
That's a turkey.
Giovanni just threw a
Yeah.
big thing of grain. Look at them come.
Those are big rabbits.
Wow.
Oh.
Don't want to be last.
And I got some more turkeys in there, pheasants.
So these are for your table, or do you sell
Oh, well.
them, or what?
I don't sell nothing. I just
For your table.
eat them and feed the people like it. This is agriturismo. Someone says, John, I want a chicken. So cook.
Everything does like chicken.
Everything does taste like chicken.
You know how like lamb is pretty different, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Hey there, buddy.
What's our primary source of meat?
Ducks.
Oh, that's right. I think you're
Today is Wednesday morning. These are our hosts, Connie and Giovanni.
Good morning. Start feeling so well, eh? Okay, where's the sun? Is there? Oh,
They have great cats, and we've really enjoyed playing
Claire,
with
did
them.
you put all the products for them? Ah, there we go.
No, non l'ho mai sentita quella.
Che veloce. Sciama. Allora.
that okay?
Okay, and then I'll take one of all three after. All right.
The sunshine.
Let me see what
Wait, maybe we get Giovanni's face?
Just come forward here.
Yeah,
Good.
perfect.
Yeah, you do in the sun. Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Jeez, they're a demanding
Okay.
couple.
One.
This is the garden in back of the hotel. Grapes. Citrus, oranges, limes, not sure. Apples maybe. Eggplant, peppers. Rosemary, fennel. Well, we've shuttled from San Marino across the island to the Ionian seaside, and this is the little town of Santa Maria al Bagno. And we're going to ride coast to coast. Breezy, but nice and warm today. This is one of the signal towers that Roberto mentioned. They're harvesting peppers today. We're in the countryside, headed towards our lunch stop. This appears to be a new wall, and the owner has decorated the top of the wall with half-buried hot dogs. Olive groves to the right, fields to the left, with also a field of solar panels. We're stopped for lunch in What town is this?
Corigliano.
Corigliano.
Sorry. Okay. Oh, I missed it. There we go. That'll do.
Your chest down toward the floor. Here.
Oh man, this is almost as good as ironing his underwear.
And breathe. Breathe deeply.
It's like yoga.
Breathe deeply.
We have it all on video.
Like someone is.
Okay, everybody stretching. The frog. This is the frog.
A real
Here the landscape seems a lot rockier. Windmills in the distance. And more solar panels. Well, it's getting toward the end of the day and we've finally made it to the other side of the Puglian Peninsula. Otranto is just up the road and we're headed for our hotel tonight. Doesn't seem quite as windy as it did the last couple of days with the mistral winds that were really beating the ocean waves up so much. There goes Carlos in the van. This is one of the watchtowers built so long ago to guard against invaders from the east. This little beach leads right out to the Aegean.
That looks more like a rehab thing.
Today
like
is
a physical therapy.
Friday, October 13th. It's our last full day of the bike trip.
Wow, so you found this sports shop.
Little sports shop, yep.
It was,
Staying at Masseria
Very nice.
Panareo.
for weightlifting. Yeah, definitely best to keep your breath. You don't need to
Oh, so if I fall, a lot of this
If you fall, you're not going to break
I'm
your
not
wrist,
going
you will break your elbow. It's okay. Okay, everybody, snacks available, directions.
I have to get my snacks.
Nice warm day, but turning very windy and getting cloudy. This is the little town of Santa Cesaria.
We haven't seen the D for D point right sign, have we?
I think that's still coming up.
Oh wait, this is not my mic. No,
This, we think, is the town of Castro. This is at the top of the hill on the climb toward Marina Novalie. And I think we were in that little town down below just a while earlier. And way in the distance, perhaps where we began this morning. Can't make out what he's saying, but I hear a lot. Here's Carlos. This is the town of Leuca. It's Karen and Jim.
We go this way? You want to just enjoy the view of Santa Maria? This is where we're going to have lunch.
Reach the tip of the boot.
We've reached the tip of the boot.
The tip of the boot.
The tip of the boot.
Tip of the heel.
Tip of the heel.
Tip of the heel. Okay.
west coast. And that's where we came from.
So this is Sicily. So if you imagine the boat is kind of kicking a ball, the ball is Sicily. The toe actually goes really way more southern. We are right in the moment where the Ionian and the Adriatic get together. This is an area of a lot of currents. Careful. That's, you know, a lot of currents in winter.
So it's
This is so you can see the line. There's a mountains. Go di Taranto. This is
Yeah, before we go to dinner and before we talk a little bit about what dinner is going to be, before we talk about how dinner is going to be and what we have for you tonight and what we still have for tomorrow, we'd like to take this opportunity, everybody with nice clothes and something in your hand to drink. So definitely thank you for this fantastic week. So you know very well how to say salute.
Salute.
And with eye contact. We were actually, a couple of conversations were going on right now. Some of you have been this week. It's normal that you see us and then you come to us and tell us, oh, you guys do a great job, you do a great thing, things like that. And we actually, anyway, we actually do. We are very, we had a great week too, and I hope that you actually realize how much fun we had together this week. And we definitely could never have so much fun if we didn't enjoy the time with the people we have here. So definitely, thank you for this fantastic week, grazie. And we'd like to take the opportunity to listen a little bit about some of your first thoughts of, you know, if you think of your highlight, like or a nice memory, just one that maybe not necessarily to say, okay, the riding was beautiful, the dinners were beautiful, okay, but just one little detail that suddenly you think, wow, that was it. Does anybody?
Just one or two?
You could say a lot, but I was interested. We were interested in listening about, you know, if you just had one moment that comes to your head. That's funny. Okay, then starts.
There were many because we're backroads virgins. We absolutely loved it, but for me, the biggest rush yesterday was leading the Peloton after lunch for 4 hours. And coming in totally strong on a beautiful day with no wind and no rain, and coming down to the water and diving in the Adriatic Sea. That was just like the quintessential perfect Dana day.
Surviving.
Yeah.
Oh, this is
Made
it to the end.
For me, I talked myself through the optical illusion.
Yeah.
I mean, all of you
yeah.
guys go ahead of me, and I had to talk myself into it. Yeah.
That's unique, huh?
Amanda listened to me talk myself into it.
Jim knows. Jim knows.
No, for me, you know, it's always, you know, you guys, the guides, and all the people that we meet. You know, we always make new friends when we do these back road trips, and it was super special being able to share with our boys this year. So, because we talk about these trips all the time, so it's really nice. They know what we're talking about now when we talk about back roads.
It's chewing you out.
Ernie, what about you? Your moment?
I don't know. I've never been to Italy before, so it's kind of totally different than what I thought it would be, but in a good way. And then also the people have been really great, because fun traveling as a family, but I always like to be surrounded by a lot of people, so it's nice.
Ian, how about you?
I enjoyed spending time with my family.
Okay, wait. Here's your 20-euro.
I thought you were going to say, and not to replace this gym, but I did find another gym.
Who's a much better bike rider?
It's been good. It's been
Okay, I have three things.
Okay.
The first thing is the business advice that I got from Giovanni, who said that it's really easy to lose a client, but really tough to find a new one. So I thought that was important, especially for young people. The second thing was the wall. That was awesome.
What wall?
The
The
wall.
optical.
Yeah, actually, my
I was in a bit of trouble because
it was great for us, right?
and then, well, actually, the third thing is riding with Roberto, not knowing whether he would let us win or not.
And everybody else was watching from the van, remember?
Yeah.
Was a good 7 of us watching from the
And then
van.
the fourth thing was the mama boy. That was awesome.
I like all of the, you know, the habit with
Oh yeah,
I would say the cultural lesson in the final class was really a highlight for me, where, you know, they were teaching us all these hand signals, what they meant, and I have learned the origin of more words this week than
The origin of?
more words, like siesta.
Yeah. Oh, that conversation was interesting. Barbecue, siesta,
celery.
Soiled hay in transit. Yeah, we remember all of those.
storage hay on transit.
I would say another highlight is yesterday at the end of the day when I made it through that day and Roberto never caught up, and then he said, "What did you have in those legs today?" That was a highlight. And then I would say another highlight would be my walnut farmer.
Oh yeah. Pretty
That was
cool.
really cool.
Nothing better than a walnut farmer.
It's so, I don't know if you heard, but he was doing this thing with his big stick. And so he had to stop everything. So I stopped and I asked him what he was doing. And he brought over these walnuts and started making them for us. So that was really a highlight for me.
I have 2 moments. Not necessarily not highlights, but 2 funny moments for me. I mean, if you try to see it from our trip leader perspective. I had this moment where I show up in the station, it's raining, oh, let's hope the weather goes better. 30 people, the name list there, and suddenly everybody, yeah, hello, welcome, get in the bus. Okay, 13 people. I start counting, 13 people, it's 14. One moment. Okay, then I do again. I take the notes, 13 people, yeah. Some of the names I remember. And actually, Jane was saying, where's my husband? He's not yet here. I said,
15.
and I think like, but who? Really, there's not a printing mistake? And then my first was like, we need to find an extra room, we need to find an extra bike. And then suddenly I think I had this magic vision of maybe 2 people are from the premiere trip that started in 2 hours. You know? Thanks God. But, you cannot appreciate what that moment meant for me. Yeah, and then I have another moment. It was only with 4 of you actually. So we suddenly get to the ocean. There is like this storm going on, and then suddenly the Minnesota guys decide to swim. And I'm there with Dana and Michael looking at them thinking like, what are they doing? You know, it's cold, they're swimming. And then Dana says, are you going to swim? And I say, no, maybe tomorrow. And she goes like, And then we look at them and then she says something like, I guess that's the difference between a 23-year-old and a 30-year-old. and then I look like this and I say, yes. And then suddenly think, you know what? I'm swimming. So suddenly I had to swim.
And you said, if I don't swim, I'm going to be old.
Yeah.
That's right. Definition of old.
I remember that moment on the bus when we were just getting on, because I remember the look on your face when you were counting, because we were sitting right in front of you. So I remember that, and you stayed calm. You know, that was quite good. I remember our conversation that we had over wine and dinner at the pizzeria, and then kind of echoing what Dana said. You know, yesterday for me was perfect. It was a very nice ride. I've been on a bike in the last probably 3 or 4 years. I've been on a bike for 2 hours outside of this trip, and those 2 hours were both spent teaching my daughter how to ride a bike. So you always 10 feet fall over, 10 feet fall over. So I was quite grateful to survive the trip.
You did very well.
Thank you. But coming over the hillside, as we came around the turn, the last turn down here, and saw the ocean, and by that point the moon was starting to come up, and it was a full moon. It was a beautiful night. It was our 20th anniversary. You know, beautiful place. So you know, that kind of fits.
Oh, that's cute.
Bravo. We had to walk up the flight of stairs. You know, by that point my legs I'm not walking anywhere anymore. I had to walk up the flight of stairs, and then there was a bottle of wine and some...
Oh, that was so sweet.
Oh, my turn.
I'll be the last.
Well, it's memorable in a strange way because almost getting hit by lightning. It was certainly memorable in kind of a scary way, but it was really great to celebrate my birthday here. And my last one I think would be today when I got lost on the easiest day of directions and climbed another hill to a T, and I knew I was definitely the wrong way. So, but it was awesome doing 100K today.
Yes.
Yes. Girl.
Go.
All
No more?
No, there's more. Yeah, one of my recollections will be riding in front of Michael and Claire as they're talking about intricacies of genetic markers for cancer. And I'm in front being the, I'll just take them along through this conversation. There's a turn every 100 meters. He's in genetic markers and premenopausal cancer, right at the next stop sign. Left 200 meters, Redstone House, that's right. Genetic markers. And I could not figure out how this guy was doing this, like he was multitasking. Very calm, clear, methodical. Always in between the genetic markers.
We make this turn, and then he would slow down his bike. So then, and we keep going. It's amazing.
I still don't quite get that, but I guess that's...
You're the nicest specialist ever, and you don't talk to people like they're, not able to understand. It's great.
So one of my first thoughts on the trip was as we were cycling through some pretty serious hail, I'm thinking, wow, this is just like cycling in the mountains of Canada and me. Yes. These guys are going to find out what that's like. I'm thinking, wow, but I guess most people were actually in the hotel by the time the serious hail showed up, and it was really quite something. The 2 days, the cycle across the heel of the boot and today were just, they're entirely memorable days for all the reasons that everybody has. But the petty side of me shows up when there's just one other little thing that just kind of makes the trip. And Claire's not all petty, but she enjoys it too. So we have a wonderful family. I didn't have any brothers and sisters, married in Claire's family, which is huge and wonderful and warm and smart and just great.
Wow.
But, we're here back because one of them, a couple we love dearly, told us about the trip, and excuse me, Michael, one of them is the head of a surgical department, and he's quite opinionated, and that probably doesn't happen with many doctors and surgeons.
Very acute.
Unlike Michael, the conversations with John are entirely one way. There's just one opinion, and it's right. And so we signed up for this trip after he first mentioned it, and then at the next family get-together, whatever it was, I said, yeah, we signed up, and we're in the casuals, and then he just made this enormous family kerfuffle. Like, I cannot believe it. You drive a BMW and you're going and then cheaping out on your wife. You're cheaping out. It's so bad, right? And we had this discussion. It went much before.
He didn't say that. He said, you guys bought. He said, you guys bought 2 new BMWs this year, and you're cheaping out the trip.
That's what he said to you. That's what he said that to Jane. That's how.
I got all worried that we were making a big mistake, and then you were shirking, and we were good.
But so we went online and checked out the inns, and they're kind of relais charme instead of relais chateau, which is wonderful quality. And then it was the same 2 trips, the same 2 that across the hill and down that I just thought, wow, those are outstanding trips. We gotta sign up.
And
So
you said,
we stood our guns. We said,
no,
John, we're doing this.
It was the right decision.
It was the right decision. Now to hear it. The petty part of me is, in fact, Claire said that she's going to enjoy the pleasure. It's going to be the next family get-together when we get to say that not only was it wonderful,
we're all going to put up our hands.
because they're going to change the premier trip to include those rides next year. Yeah,
So the
exactly.
regular trip rides are different than what we had?
Just
Yeah.
around Monopoly and
They
Fasano.
stay more in
They
line.
don't do across the
No.
hill or
They
not
can't.
one
We're
day?
restricted.
Itinerary actually is better on the country trip.
This is a region where it's better the casual about the riding now.
Really?
They have to stay close, I imagine, to these fancy
Yeah,
restaurants.
Yeah, the problem was finding pretty nice and fast-travel chateaus around here, which is kind of difficult. We are still in trouble. We'll probably make it for next year.
Yeah, working on that.
These aren't shacks.
Yeah,
It's so nice, wonderful. Yeah, I loved it.
Is it my turn?
It's
I think it is.
Yes.
It's day 1. I'm driving the van. There are no clouds. And it's very windy. I'm cold.
In the van.
Prepping all the bikes with my rain gears, ready to welcome and host a new guest. And you finally get there. Then we have lunch, we start riding. Once in Polignano, the first town, weather seems to be a little bit worse. And we started getting worried. Anyhow, you visit Polignano, you leave Polignano. Soon after Polignano starts thundering lightning, but just around town. I'm still driving the van and think, it might be good, who knows? We'll probably make it to Conversano, then we'll start raining in Conversano. After 5 minutes, it starts raining more and more and more. I'm in the van waiting for you again. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, then I say, okay, I'll sweep, I'll do the loop, and then I'll be back. By the time I leave, they get to the place, so I go around and I don't find anyone. And I think, okay, let's keep going. I finally find them. They were kind of shocked because I actually don't understand that they were serious about that. I thought they were joking. Anyway, on the way to the hotel, we pick up Jane. We start having a conversation. You look kind of fine. It's still raining, obviously. We get to Conversano. I put my rain jacket on, open the sliding door, and I wait a little bit for Jane. Jane, after 1 minute almost, gets ready. And then I start providing umbrellas. And by the time I start providing umbrellas, 2 or 3 minutes were already passed. And it it's kind of pouring down. I'm trying to protect myself. Waiting for you. Collecting, I don't know how many bags in the van. Collecting the first and the second. Taking rain gears and everything. And then it starts hailing. On my head.
Yeah, exactly.
I've let this down. Still waiting. Getting soaking wet, no kidding. It was so wet. You were stuck each other in the van. At this point I think, I'm not getting the van and wait for them. But then I think, I'm already completely wet. By the time I'm thinking that, my underwear is wet.
But it's pressed.
Wet.
It's pressed.
So, after about 4 or 5 minutes, or probably less anyway, you finally leave the van. So wet.
Maybe it's the way to go.
And I
You
give
go
you
right,
all.
you go left, you go right, you go left, left.
And of course, you've never been there. And then I try again to explain to you, but I couldn't leave minivan and it's still pouring down on my head. Anyway, that's probably the funniest.
You were
the
driving
funniest-
back.
These two got umbrellas.
All the rain stories are very fun after a couple of days.
So true.
Especially after a couple days of sun.
All those
Anyway,
Yeah.
being a little bit serious, it's been a good week. Very nice week. If you remember, on the first day we were making a toast, and we proposed a toast to your best vacation ever. One of the best vacations ever. Well, it was probably too much. It was a little bit. Shut it down, shut it down.
Turn it.
Just a little bit too much. But you know what? We really tried to make it happen.
Yeah, you sure did. We did.
We do hope you had a great time. You enjoyed our passion, our knowledge about the region, and everything we did for you. If we made any mistakes, we are not superhumans. We are still humans. We have some superpowers, but we are not ready yet.
We'll just call backwards and then.
Yeah,
We'll just call backwards.
We'll make
and let
sure
them
we
know.
Just so they get better.
No. I think that you deserve a toast.
I think so.
Here.
That's wonderful trip.
Last but not
Absolutely.
least,
Yeah.
thank you, Carlos.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you
yeah,
very
yeah.
much.
Oh, yeah.
Have you guys lived together before?
No, we're friends since 4 years now, and this is our first trip we live together.
Oh, well done.
We had so many bottles of beer together, so
Yeah.
many mojitos together.
So many barbecues together, but not yet a trip together.
Oh,
So we even had a staff ride together last year.
I thought they were together all the time.
First trip because we're 250, so sometimes you just don't happen to cross with everybody. But I'm very glad that before Roberto retires to have Robertini. Because I keep on hearing he's going to start making Robertinis in 3 years, but he keeps coming here. So
I need a girlfriend.
yeah. Anyway, I'm very glad we are going to be with Roberto. It's been fantastic to have a Pugliese in Puglia. It's great. It's the only Pugliese of 250 liters at backwards, so you're very lucky. But the trip is not finished.
Do you think so?
Of course.
You've been lucky?
We're superstars. Yeah. The trip is not finished. Roberto, what do you have tomorrow? From Puglia as well, and she's going to introduce us a little bit into the Pugliese wines. We learned already a little bit about the wines in Puglia, but she's definitely going to lead us through this interesting world of the wine in Puglia. And what else?
Thank you, so when people ask me which is my job, I normally prefer to say I make people happy. Just a few words about wine production here. Tonight we will go through
which are white, a rosé, and a red. First of all, because I wanted to connect with the food you are eating tonight, of course. But even in order to show you how different the wines can be.
That's a difference. Benvenuti nel Salento da parte di Manecacchi, il nome del nostro gruppo.
Welcome to Puglia.
Salento.
Welcome
Okay,
to
Salento.
And che altro detto?
Niente, basta. Manica.
They are the Manica. The Manica is the name of the band.
Okay. Come avete capito, grazie, lo sentirete solo. Non so se lo sentirete. Allora, noi facciamo...
It's just he doesn't need my translation because he's also able to speak English. So.
Oh, okay.
Well.
Allora.
Che sarebbe dunque? Allora, noi vi faremo ascoltare, a parte gli scherzi, noi vi faremo ascoltare stasera la pizzica tradizionale.
We're going to listen tonight the traditional pizzica music.
La pizzica è una musica da ballare, quindi vi invitiamo già da adesso, già da subito, a guardare i nostri ballerini, i primi passi della pizzica, e così avrete modo di imparare appunto la pizzica.
As you're supposed to dance, please do not just look. Stand up and start dancing with our dancers. Because they're gonna teach you. Because they're gonna teach you how to dance.
Okay.
Ready?
Stand up and jump
They did it clear there.
And here we go. I got that. You better go. You can call.
They have white
Come on.
ronca, che rulla di rumante voglio ronca, vogliamo pisolino c'è una ronca, vogliamo pisolino c'è una ronca, che rulla di rumante voglio ronca, che rulla di rumante voglio ronca, la voglio ronca, che rulla di rumante voglio ronca, vogliamo pisolino c'è una ronca, vogliamo pisolino c'è una ronca.
Well, today is Friday, October 14th. It's our last day of the Backroads Puglia bike trip. Rain forecast, skies dark. Final breakfast.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, it's going to rain very soon. Come on, come on, come on, come on.
Where? Oh, it is raining.
Come on,
That means yes. Oh, there you are, Doug. Jimmy, you need to be in the picture.